didn't think we'd be about to turn the calendar to July. And it's not just that the Cleveland Guardians are leading the AL Central. It's not that they got a couple of game cushion there. It's that they are the best team in baseball. They are beating other division leading teams that have goals of winning a World Series. You are doing it with offense. Something that this team has not done, I'm going to say, since basically the 90s, right? We've always had to rely on good pitching and good defense. And you have a lineup that I think takes me back to the 90s and potentially is the best lineup that this team has had since they had 3, what should be 4 Hall of Famers in the middle of their lineup. They are doing things that nobody in this town, nationally, anybody see that coming? Did anybody see the Guardians being the best team in baseball as we are damn near the 4th of July getting ready to go? Central, I think, is washed. We're done. We're good. We're going to play this on out. Then I start thinking about the buys. Ryan's shaking his head. He doesn't like when I put that Maloik on. Ryan, we are to July.
Chill out.
July. And we are smoking teams here.
What happened with the Miracle Mets, Matt? Remember that?
We're not them. They're cursed.
Remember
We're not.
that?
Curse of Rocky Calavito's over, man. Curse is done. They're cursed. We're not. The way this team plays, just where they're at, dude, this is fun. This is a lot of fun, and I refuse to apologize for my optimism with this baseball team. Now, that being said, there still are some things. Yeah, we'll talk Logan Allen. We'll get to that. Jose Ramirez, again, showing you why he deserves to be in the MVP conversation. Quan's chase for 400. We'll get to that, including Jeff Passan, the one attainable move for the Cleveland Guardians to make at the trade deadline. We'll get to that. Obviously, today going to be a busy day with the NBA. We got the draft tonight. Bronny, 20th overall pick. And at some point of this show today, I'm going to make a statement and get something off my chest that is extremely unfair to Kobe Altman. But I still have to say it. I still got to get to it. We got plenty of hoops to get to. We'll sprinkle in a little bit of football. Another stadium update happening, so we'll keep our eye on that as we go. We got the grid. We got time up. We got the morning update. We got it all on an NBA draft day right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. Happy to have you alongside. Up on Twitter, follow us on X at Matt Fontana Show. You can always subscribe to our YouTube channel at Matt Fontana Show. And also we're up on Twitch and the Instagram side of things as well at Matt Fontana Show. Dude, and again, we got plenty of basketball to get to, but 51-26.
Pretty good.
51-26 for your Cleveland Guardians following that win last night. And I come back to this lineup, and I go back to a lineup of the 90s, right? You had Eddie Murray. You had Jim Thome. You know, Manny should be in the Hall of Fame. He's not going to be. Omar and Kenny Lofton. It's like you're doing it a different way. Because, like, I'd sit here and be like, all right, Quan is kind of like the Kenny Lofton of this team, right? Josh Naylor is probably like your Jim Thome because he hits. Jose is, not quite Manny Ramirez because Manny was just an outfielder. I think Jose might actually be a little bit better. But, like, I try to compare, and they're just doing it so differently on how they want to win. And right now, you have to win by your offense. And we'll talk about the starting pitching where it's kind of the standard of 1 every 3 starts for these guys. Where what? Logan Allen, who I thought might try to get some things rolling here. Last 3 starts, 2-0, 3.1 ERA. Well,
I told you. 4 innings, and I would have been happy
those
with.
Home runs, dude. Those 2 that I was just like, all right, that's it. Get him out of this game. And you're relying on a bullpen that, every night, again, Clase was able to pitch last night, but, like, you can't just keep running these guys out here saying, I need you to cover 4 innings here. I need you guys to cover 4 innings. That's not sustainable. And they'll keep playing it. Like, Xavier Curry is back up here. But, like, what onus is now on Cresco? And again, I'm not saying tonight is a throwaway game, but you won the series. That's all I ask you to do is win the series. They do it against the Orioles. But, like, tonight, Can you throw? I mean, Cade Smith is good because he took off last night, but like you're gonna have to work Hunter Gaddis. Like that is just so hard to put on Stephen Vogt, who I do want to talk about him in a second as well. So I'm not saying that I'm concerned that you're leaning on this offense because they keep showing up. But like I was looking at this, Ryan, we're outside the top 10 in average. We're outside the top 10 in home runs. What you feel good about is we have scored the third most runs in the American League, and we're tied with the Orioles for the second best run differential in the American League. Twofold, right? Your bullpen is electric, and you're putting up decent amount of runs. But this is not the Yankees. This is not some team that you look at and say, all right, we're just going to win 8. We're going to put up 8 runs every night. You know, we'll win 8 to 6 most nights. Last night was a little bit of an outlier, but I do like how this offense and this lineup, they never quit. They never stop. It's big hits, Jose, RBI double, freaking David Fry, man. Come on. I know he's not going to make the All-Star game because it's just, that's a mountain to climb or whatever. But, like, he's become a cleanup hitter for this team, and you got him in a nothing trade that nobody knew. David Fry showing up for you. I mean, there were hits all up and down that lineup, and they are doing it that way where, like, dude, Bo Naylor, he have 3 hits last night? I mean, he's kind of one that's a little like the starting pitching. Every third game, you get something out of him. But the consistency from Ramirez, the consistency from Quan, I know his average has dropped a little. Oh, he's only batting 385 now, Ryan. He's only batting 385. Do you want to know the one I keep circling, though? Could you imagine what this lineup would be if Andres Gimenez showed up? You know, and it's like
260? 250?
250, 247 is what he's batting. And 0 for 5 last night. Could you imagine? And I know he's a better hitter than that. He's one of the best gloves you can find in baseball. That's fine. Could you imagine if he started hitting his weight a little bit here? What this lineup would be? I want to say, you know, I'm not concerned about that right now. I don't want to rob optimism of this team right now. But it does come back to the biggest issue with this team is starting pitching. And there are people that are on my Twitter last night when I say get Allen out of this game. They're like, he's trash, get him out of here. I go, that's fine. Who you bringing in? Okay, Gavin Williams will be here. He's going to be here, I think, for maybe even this Royals series coming up. Who you sending down? Somebody asked me that question yesterday. And I said, you could move Carrasco to the bullpen. And if you feel like you are really just going to go all in of making these 5-inning games and just go to your bullpen, you're going to need a guy to eat innings. But I look at a guy with Logan Allen who has options, and not even. I looked at this. I tried to look it up yesterday. Service time is so freaky on how it goes. He doesn't even. I don't even think has an accrued season yet. Oh, he's got to at this point. But still, you have options with him. Do you send him back down? Like you want to wish away Tristan McKenzie. You want to get rid of Logan Allen. Well, dude, nobody's coming through that door other than Gavin Williams right now. And I do get to this Jeff Passan article. So Jeff went through every team and gave an attainable piece. You know, we're not trading for Justin Verlander, okay? Well, you never know. Astros suck. But, like, have you ever heard of Eric Fetty before today? Eric Fetty? No?
Fetty Wap.
Fetty Wap?
Feta cheese.
Feta cheese is delicious. Feta cheese is... we did the best cheeses a while ago. I feel like it didn't get represented well on feta cheese. A nice little salad.
I said it was my favorite.
Feta is delicious. It's awesome. No, Eric Fetty, who you'd be like, who the hell's that? He's the guy for Jeff Passan. And, of course, he writes, the weakness right now for the Guardians is starting pitching. You know that? I know that. Fetty is 31 and an underrated offseason signing for the White Sox. 2 years, $15 million. He won the Korean Baseball Organization MVP a year ago. Right now, this season with the White Sox, 94.5 innings is top 10 in the AL, so you're getting a guy that eats innings. And he's also generating ground balls at almost 50%, striking out 4 batters for every 1 that he walks. So you look at a guy like, and Jeff writes in here, this is not some sexy move. But he says, is that what the Guardians do? Do they make sexy moves? Not necessarily. This is a precision and discipline type of move to help keep them competitive. He also, so he brought up another starting arm, potentially shoring up the bullpen. Can you guess the other position that Jeff Passan brought up?
Well, I'm assuming it's a little bit unorthodox.
Off the beaten path for us. that I would not have thought about. No, it's not third base.
Well, the only thing off the wall would be left field because you got that secured up.
It's not even outfield. So catcher. Catcher.
I mean, I would love to have a catcher that
he
can
brings
hit.
up Elias Diaz. You have 3 guys on the roster you're not getting rid of. There's no way you're doing anything with Bo
The one
Naylor.
you get rid of. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And you know,
no, you're right.
You're not getting rid of Austin Hedges. That would be a bomb set off in that clubhouse. You cannot do that. He's the Jake Taylor of this team. You're not getting rid of Austin Hedges.
You're right.
And Fry can play everywhere. I thought that was a little weird. He just brought that up as a catcher. Now, again, he starts with the starting pitching and brings up a guy, again, 31, on a decent contract. But again, the 2 guys, Logan Allen, 5.2 ERA, and Tristan McKenzie leads baseball in home runs and walks allowed.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Matt. You're not winning a playoff series if you don't go get at least one starting pitcher.
Well, you got your 2. I want you don't know your third.
And I want 2 of them.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing Logan Allen in a playoff game, Matt. I'm not doing it.
Well, that's the thing.
Unless
now
I have to. But
coming back to my optimism, let's get ready for the playoffs. I'm not going to hide from that. Get ready for the playoffs.
The Guardians don't have to do that because they can go make a damn trade.
I wanted them to make a trade 2 weeks ago because then you get that person here and they're still winning games for you right now. Now, you've done a great stretch of baseball here. You put that Reds and Blue Jays series in Toronto behind you, and you're on a hot streak right now. The question is, can you keep looking at this lineup and saying, you guys got to score 8 runs for us every night?
You see, it's nice when you have Tanner Bybee on the mound and you win and you only get, 6 hits, but then you go and you need 14 hits to win when you have Logan Allen pitching, and that's just the reality of it. And we've been able to live by that so far, but we're going to die by it in a couple months. Unless we make a change.
Unless you go make a change. Yeah, and listen, I'm not saying that these aren't going to be tough decisions.
But it's really not a tough decision, honestly.
Well, and honestly, I thought about this, and it's a blood money poll, and I don't really actually want you to post this. Who are you more sick of, Logan Allen or Tristan McKenzie?
Tristan McKenzie, just because he had more hype, and I thought, well, then again,
I think he's the better pitcher. Like, he should be the better pitcher.
But here's the thing: I expected more out of Tristan McKenzie. I didn't expect this out of. Well, I did expect this out of Logan Allen. He doesn't throw. He throws. I could throw as hard as him. Not really, obviously.
No, but I mean,
but when he's not placing the ball perfectly,
he is still.
He's fine. I get that.
His ERA is ass, but I'm still saying he's still 8-3. And that's like, it seems like he goes on this 2 good starts, 1 bad start, 2 good starts, 1 bad start. And sometimes it mixes up where a couple of bad starts, then a couple of good starts. That's what you live with a number 4 starter. What is Logan Allen on most teams? A 4 or 5 starter. McKenzie is one.
But he's got to be like a pseudo 2 starter with Lively on our team. That's why you got to make a change.
Well, the other thing is with McKenzie, I feel like you got to keep pitching him.
No.
What else are you going to do?
If he's hurt, no.
Is it the injury then?
I don't know, but if it comes out that it's really his elbow, then what the hell are we doing?
You send him down. You put him on the IL.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's it. And again, I'm really circling to see what happens with Gavin Williams. What are they going to do with him? And at this point, Carrasco's just sitting there like off to the side. You're like, yeah, bitch and moan about those guys. I'll just keep. Now, again, tonight, it's like a bonus game. I don't really care what they do tonight. I'll still take them to win. But I don't really care what they do tonight. You got these questions that are going to be faced. Gavin Williams is coming. Gavin Williams will be here by this weekend. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And again, I don't want it lost that this offense is picking up the slack. But could you imagine what this lineup would be able to do and the games you'd be able to win if you were getting decent starts most nights?
Yeah.
I say most nights because that's every team would love that. Not everybody has that. The onus is on. The final thing I want to say about the Guardians before we talk a lot of basketball this morning. It has, without a doubt, come that they're making a trade, right? Like, with the situation that you're in, they have got to. And at least that gives me the optimism. You're not feeling it?
I'm feeling it, but we can say that all day long. Doesn't mean they're going to do it.
I
mean, people will be riot. People will riot on it. People will riot.
I'd put bottom dollar on it. Now, again, it might be somebody like this Eric Freddy guy that you never heard of, Feedy Freddy, whatever his name is. It might be somebody who go, who the hell's that?
Which is fine.
But that's fine. I don't care. But you've got to do something. And the prospect thing on some of these guys, okay, you've seen them a little bit. Like, you have a surplus. You've got a lot of guys. And I agree. Shout out to Justin Lady. He does Lockdown Guards and a lot of the prospect breakdown. And he retweets this tweet about every year about this time. And the tweet is, if you think major league teams showcase players, you are so wrong. They don't bring a guy up for a week to try to show other teams what this guy is. These scouts spend their lives at minor league baseball games and crunching numbers. They know who these players are. They don't need a week of seeing them at major league pitching level to sway a trade. I think all the moves the Guardians have made, they want to get some at-bats for these guys. Schneemann has played himself into a role, and they're piecing this together. You don't bring, and I don't think anybody's trading for Daniel Schneemann as part of the deal, but what about Jonathan Rodriguez? Or what about Angel Martinez? There's a lot of hype around Martinez, by the way. They really think he could be something there. So again, they make some of these, but I'm not reading so much and they're doing this because of trade. I just know you stare at this team, you need another starter, they will make a move. Save that clip. They will make a move. Will it be the big move for a name you know? Maybe not. I don't know. But in my core, I feel that they're going to make a move to help this team out. They have to. It'd be a disservice to the team, to the fans, to everything. All the work that they have done to this point.
I agree.
You got to go make a move. I want to talk Stephen Vogt for a second, man. Dude. And again, I it's the lineup. But if I would have told you, because when he took the job, I feel like most people were pretty positive on it, right? He's a former player, but you were replacing a legend. You're replacing a future Hall of Famer. It cannot be missed, the job that he has done. And there are some, like any manager, okay, you left that guy in there for one batter too long, right? The lineups, we know sometimes those are number crunch. It's not like necessarily him always sitting down and coming up with it, where you want to play guys. All right, we'll put Gabriel Arias at first today. The job Stephen Vogt has done, and some of the things that I've heard about how he's relating to his players as a former player, he's a younger guy. That is the stuff that doesn't get talked about. I just want to give him his flowers today. He has the best record in baseball as a first-year manager damn near into July. Not the Yankees, not the Dodgers. He's got the Cleveland Guardians playing the best baseball in his first year. That's a damn good job on his part, man. What a find. What a find. And give the Guardians credit for vetting that process on out and finding their guy in Stephen Vogt. So it's all good with the Guards. We'll get on it tonight. Carrasco on the hill. It's a bonus game. Sure, I want to win it. I'd love to send the Orioles tail spinning out there. I'd love that. But you won the series. That's all I asked. We'll get after it tonight, talking about the Guards. Well, speaking of tonight, and I think a lot of people have two TVs on, watching a little Guards, getting ready to go for the NBA draft tonight. I want to post this question, Ryan, for the Cleveland fans out there. What are you more interested for with the NBA draft tonight? Who the Cavs pick, where Bronny James goes, or I didn't even know the NBA draft was tonight. Those will be our three options tonight. I don't think too many people will be voting C on that they didn't even know the draft was tonight. The Cavs are in the news. Atkinson, I'm assuming he's back in Cleveland by now and getting ready to go for tonight. So I think most people know that the Cavs have the 20th pick tonight. By the way, I got a new mock and yet another name at 20 for the Cavs. So we'll run through some of the names that are around there, some of the guys that we have seen for potentials for the Cavs, just to prepare ourselves for tonight. And I think about this for the draft. We ask the question a lot here. Do you think they're drafting somebody to help another team? One of these draft night trades, or you sign this guy and he's part of a package with Darius Garland. Like, basically call it the Ochai Agbaji. That's the most recent example. Go back to Wiggins. They come here. They don't ever play a minute for the Cavs, right? Because they're part of a bigger trade. So in that point, do you draft? And here's the difference. The Cavs could draft a guy that fits. Like, I'll tell you what. I'm going to get right to this player that's in the latest ESPN mock. And it's Tristan da Silva out of Colorado. He's a little older. He's 23. When we're talking about Carrington, right?
Yes.
Carlton Carrington. Is that not him?
Goat name.
Goat name. Is that right? I feel like I'm messing that up.
No, Carrington Carlton.
Carrington Carlton. That's what it is. Okay. No. What did
Carlton Carrington.
Carlton Carrington is his name. I finally found it. He's 18 years old. He will be 19 when the season starts. So you flip it over to Da Silva, who's 4 years older than him, getting ready to go 23. But here's the thing about Da Silva. He's 6'9" and shot 40% from behind the arc last year for the Buffaloes. He's competitive, diverse. They say defensive versatility, a feel for the game, perimeter shooting, and they say he's a plug-and-play 4. A little short for the 4, but if you're trying to stretch this floor and play with pace, as we know with Atkinson, that gets me intrigued as a pick for the Cavs. But they could flip it, and again, it's the 20th pick. How much intrigue could there be? And what I'm understanding is supposed to be not a great draft. There will be somebody out of this. I'll tell you this. There's 2 all-stars in this draft. I don't know where they're at. I don't know who they are, but there's 2 all-stars in this draft. Do you try to draft a guy to put a little worm on a hook out there and try to bait some other team? When's the last time you went fishing?
I have years. I don't fish.
Really?
No, I don't fish.
Nothing?
No.
Little walleye action for you?
No.
When they bite me, yes.
I don't have the patience.
Set that. Oh my God.
I never found it fun.
Fishing is awesome. A few beverages, drink, boat and fish responsibly.
Teach their own.
Beverage. So, you know what I've learned of all my years of fishing? Long sleeve and a hat. I don't care how hot it is, sweat your blank off, but you got to have long sleeve and a hat on. Because no matter how much suntan lotion or how much sunblock you put on, it's not enough. But you put that worm on the hook out there. Give me a little eerie deary.
I'm just too afraid.
Jet diver.
I'm too afraid to get hooked. I don't want to get hooked.
That's more on the people you're fishing with. You got to keep an eye out. And trust me, I've seen people get hooked. I never have because my brothers and I know what we're doing. Plus, we troll a lot. We don't cast all that often.
You troll?
Yeah.
What is
not trolling on Twitter? It's trolling when you fish. So what you do is, state of Ohio, you get 2 rods per man. So let's say you, me, and my brother Chris, who has the boat, excellent fisherman. He's a great captain.
that a safety measure?
No, they just don't want people overfishing. So there's 2 rods per man or person, and there's a limit every day. 8 walleye per day per person, and I think it's 20 perch.
Man, how do they can't admit.
Oh, you get boarded. Oh, no. We've gotten boarded before. 30 a day. 30 a day for perch. So you could play that game, and you could catch more, but if you get boarded by the ODNR, you can get a hefty fine on that. Don't be stuffing weights into your walleye either from that story back in the day. So what you do is you have to have rigs. You got to have a setup. You got to have trolling rods. And what you do is you put your bait on there, worm harness, eerie deer. You throw it in, and you can do what's called dipsy divers or jet divers. And you put those. So basically think of it this way. You put your hook out here. You run a line to your diver, and then the line goes up to your rod. The diver keeps the weight or keeps the hook and the lure on the wherever you want it, 20 feet down, 30 feet down, whatever. It keeps it down there. You feel a bite, and then you just put it on the boat and you just drive around on the boat. So then it's just dragging, for us, 6 lines out back of the boat. Something gets caught, you see it bend, you pull it out, you reel it up, you pull your diver off, you pull your dipsy off, and then you reel the fish in. So it's more efficient. Because then that's the best part. You just sit there. You just sit on the boat. My brother's got the fancy-dancy trolling motor out there. It's got a GPS on it. You push 2 buttons, and it'll just drive the boat on the same line back and forth the whole time. It's pretty cool. Great time for some beverages if you're not driving. It's a lot of fun. So maybe the Big Play Fishing Derby will come to town.
There you go.
You never know that. We do a lot of stuff here. Maybe we do the Fishing Derby. We just got to check for those damn weights. Those guys got in a lot of trouble for that. Do you know that story?
I think so.
Those guys won the tournament. They found them. It wasn't even like they were trying to hide it. They stuffed lead sinkers into the fish. They cut them open, and they were like, what are you doing? $100,000 on the line. You know about the fall brawl?
No.
Fall brawl, you enter it. It's like over a month and a half. It's usually like October and November. And it's a free-for-all. You go out every day if you want. And the top prizes is usually like $100,000, a brand new boat. You catch the fish, you got to take it to a weigh station, and it's a derby. $20 gets you in. $20. The other thing is you cannot be on a boat. Like if you and I went and I'm in the derby and you're not, I catch a fish, illegal.
So you don't feel bad for those fish that you just hooking?
They're delicious. No.
They have feelings though.
Huh?
They have feelings.
Not after I throw them in the cooler.
They still have feelings.
Here, I'll put it this way. They didn't have to bite that lure.
Fair enough. They don't know any better, though.
They didn't have to bite the lure.
No, because
that's natural selection at its finest, Ryan.
I could come back and I could be like, if your son was just wandering off and he like smacked the hook, and I'm like, oh, he didn't have to do that. He doesn't know any better. The fish don't know any better.
It's a fish, man. There's plenty of them in that. I'll tell you this, and trust me, some trips I'll tell you there's none in that lake.
I'm on my PETA business today.
No, dude, fish. You ever eat the cheek of a walleye?
No.
So when you go walleye fishing, whenever we go, the fillets are delicious. You know the best thing on the walleye? They have two little cheek muscles right here. Because you ever see a walleye? You ever see the jaws on a walleye?
No.
Oh, dude, they got some nasty teeth on them. They're borderline apex predators. There's nothing in that lake outside of maybe some pike that'll eat them. So, and when they bite, they bite.
Have you ever had, what are those called? The bull's testicles? What are they called?
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Have you had those?
No, why would you think I've had those? Because I've eaten fish before? You think I've eaten bull testicles?
It's just a question.
No, I've not.
I'm wondering. I don't know if they're good
You can find them, I'm sure. You can go out to Rocky Mountain oysters. That's what they're called.
All right.
Try them. Maybe. Never mind. That's disgusting.
Hawk Tua?
No. We bought a horse.
Horse balls?
Eventually. Yeah, I mean.
Be a big serving.
I hope our horse does it. I hope our horse does really well, and they don't do that because I want to get the stud fee. Big player horse on Twitter. Follow him. Buy a share. $60 gets you in. Lahaina luck.
I didn't know the weirdest thing that everybody's ate.
I'd eat cat food on the air one time.
Cat food?
Yeah. So we ran a contest for people to describe the grossest thing that they ever ate. And there was pig brain. I think the actual eventual winner was barbecued pig brains. So I said I would eat whatever wins. Well, come to find out, it's not super easy to find barbecued pig brains.
I would figure.
So they, out of nowhere, went to the convenience. We used to be in the Galleria. There's a convenience store next door that just happened to have cat food. So they bought cat food. They put soy sauce and mustard on it. And I had to eat a little piece of it.
Hell no. I would eat that
it's
shit
disgusting.
dry.
It was disgusting. It was not great. So I would say that was it. As far as crazy things, I mean, I can't really. I'm not an extremely adventurous person. So you can go to restaurants and they go, hey, man, we have deep fried cicadas. Or do you want to eat some rattlesnake or something like that? I've had frog legs before.
Nope.
That's not that bad.
Nope.
I'd eat rattlesnake. I think I'd eat some rattlesnake. Cooked properly.
Nope.
The one thing I don't get is people that eat that cuttlefish because it could kill you. Isn't it the cuttlefish or one of the fishes that are like extremely toxic and it has to be cooked properly or it will kill you? Is it botulism or whatever you get from that? I don't know. Something like, I'm serious. What's the fish that could kill you?
A barracuda. A shark. Is a shark a fish?
Yes. Really? Did you just ask me that question?
Is a whale a fish?
Pufferfish, blowfish. That's it. Not yeah.
Is a whale a fish?
No, a whale's a mammal.
So then a shark's a mammal.
No, it's not. It's a fish.
What makes a mammal a mammal?
They breathe air. Fish have gills. Sharks have gills. Do sharks need to come up to breathe? No. Whales and dolphins do.
So a dolphin's a mammal?
Are you being serious right now? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know the
A shark is a fish. Whales and dolphins are mammals.
Okay.
The other sharks do not have bones.
What about crabs?
Those are crustaceans.
Crustaceans.
They're neither of that. Their own little thing.
What makes it a crustacean?
It's got a shell on it. It's hard shell.
Okay.
I'm not. Trust me. I'm not some zoology major over here. So I'm just trying to help you out a little bit.
Fair enough.
Crawfish. They're a crab. They're a version of a crab. Sharks are shark. They don't have any thing. No, it's pufferfish. It contains ciguatoxin. It's a deadly tetrodotoxin. How about this? It is 1,200 times more poisonous than cyanide.
Nice.
Improper preparation can lead to food poisoning and death, with symptoms including numbness around the mouth, paralysis, then rapid and violent poisoning. There is no known antidote.
I'm sure there isn't.
Diners remain conscious until death. It is prepared in Japan by highly skilled chefs who have to hold a special government-issued license and remove the parts and disposed of are hazardous waste. In the United States, a license is required to sell or serve pufferfish.
Bro, they
no.
They be eating bats over there, Matt.
They eat a lot of things over there. That's their thing. That's fine. I'm not eating something like that. Like, again, a rattlesnake, you cut the head off, that's where the venom is. I'd have rattlesnake if somebody had it prepared in front of me. Something like the pufferfish. And again, that guy could have the license. He could have done this 1,000 times, and that's just the one that he screws up. No. Nope.
You're going to eat that. We're going to go into a lockdown again.
No, not doing it. There's videos. People go, oh, I ate it. Oh, great. Do you want to know? It's the same thing as going to Mount Everest. There's a chance that you die. And the only thing that you get out of that is to tell everybody for the rest of your life, I ate pufferfish. I climbed Mount Everest. Good. Great. Little party favor for about 5 minutes at a cocktail party. And everybody's going to walk away going, oh, great. Good for you.
Bro, there's people that cave dive. That
is also nuts. Tell me that every person out there does not have a little sense of claustrophobic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Not crazy. Like, some people are really bad, but that cave diving, absolutely not. Absolutely not. How the hell we get started on this? Fishing.
Something about Bronny James, maybe?
No, the calves. I was talking about dangling a fish out there. The worm on the hook. Man, did we get off the rails there, but hopefully everybody enjoyed the conversation. What I was talking about with the Cavs draft tonight was they can make a pick, like this Tristan DeSilva, right? He's the guy in this new mock draft. You can make that pick and say, he's perfect for what the Cavs need. 6'9", shooter, fantastic, right? But then you make a pick that is a worm on a hook for that big walleye out there to go get some other team to bite on that. And this isn't a one-for-one trade. If we go back to, are they trading Garland? Are they trading Jaron Allen? Straight up, that's not enough. What? Oh, my God. Hang on. I got it on my text. Shout out to my buddy Paul. He sent me a mock trade yesterday. And it was Darius Garland. Oh, no, sorry. He sent it on Instagram. Sorry, Instagram. Let me scroll through all these Hawk Tua videos.
Is it a good trade?
Let me tell you, because this was from Bleacher Report.
I'll shut it down.
Okay. The Spurs get Garland and the 20th pick tonight.
We get Wemby?
We get Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins, and the 4th overall pick tonight. So again, this is from Bleacher Report. I said I'd think about it. I said I would probably make that move.
I'd buy a Dalton Connect jersey.
Darius Garland, the 20th pick going out.
I would do it.
Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins, and sure, Dalton Connect. The 4th pick in this mock is Stephon Castle out of UConn. After him, Buzelius out of the G League, Dalton Connect, Donovan Clingan. They'd all be there for the taking.
I think I might do that.
I think I'd probably do. And I like Zach Collins. Keldon Johnson, sure, fine. But again, you're also then talking about 3 guys for 1 on a roster that I think there's 2 for sure's on this team, Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. I could be talked into Jared Allen staying if that's what they want to do. I don't think Max Strus is going anywhere, but that is another part of this deal. I don't need it flipped. And in fact, the Cavs can't be the flip on that. They can't give up 3 guys for 1. You're in the other boat. I'd like it to be 1 guy, Darius Garland, and you get 3 players back who, at that point, all 3 would be meaningful rotation/starter guys for you.
I mean,
I might make that trade.
If you know that Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell truly can't work together, then obviously that's a no-brainer.
Right.
And then, but even if he does, I mean, you weigh the fact of, okay, even if he can play with Donovan Mitchell, then what's Darius's ceiling? Because if in that scenario you draft a guy, let's just say Dalton Connect, and even if it's in 3 years, this dude really turns into a 25-5 player.
Yeah.
You pair that with Donovan Mitchell and then Evan Mobley, who you hope ascends to that all-pro level. I mean, that's a squad right there.
Here's my thing I like about Dalton Connect. Right now, you could put him at the 2.
I know you
and
could.
You leave Max Strus at the 3. You got some 6'5" length at the 2.
Yeah, that's what you need.
With Donovan Mitchell, which I like that a lot. And again, that was just a Bleacher Report trade, but I would probably do that.
He was nasty at
but
Tennessee.
You go back then, do you think, and again, this is why, again, they could change something in the next, 8 hours or something like that, but you're going to wait for the draft to happen and see who then they do take at 4. I think the Cavs might because that's the other thing. With the Cavs at 20, do you take a player that you go, this guy's got upside, he can up our team? Or what if you get a team on the horn and they go, we'd actually really like if you take Yves Messi out of Baylor. And you go, all right, well, if we take him, that might kind of tickle the fancy there for a trade. But then if that trade doesn't come to fruition, you're stuck with him. And I like Messi, so I'd be fine with that. But that's the decision that Kobe Altman's going to have to make tonight, barring a trade right away. And that could happen. Again, just in this crazy scenario, they take them at 4. Cavs are on the horn. They go, let's make this trade right now. Bing, bang, boom. They're back on the clock at 20, and you're bringing in whoever it is. Devon Castle, Klingon, Connect, whoever you want, right?
Yeah.
So that's why the intrigue is there for tonight. And I wonder how people are feeling about it. Again, we put this on Twitter, at Matt Fontana Show, asking everybody, what do you...
Oh, my goodness.
What?
Do you see what's leading? 40% wait, draft is tonight.
I didn't think that was going to be the case. I really didn't. I said the Cavs at 20. I'm most interested on what's going to help my team. We'll talk Bronny here in a second, but I'm about my team. What are the Cavs going to do? Who are they picking? Because also, the second that we make that pick, I'm going to have the question of, is this guy picked for us, or is he picked for somebody else? And the NBA draft is different because it's not the NFL where every single guy and every single player, and you could break down who some of these guys are at 20. You're going to need to be told who it is. But it's still an improvement on the team. Speaking of improvement on the team, I need to just get this off my chest. This is extremely unfair. This might even be borderline not true about what I'm going to say.
I'll be the judge.
The big trade yesterday.
All right, that's unfair.
What?
I don't know.
Okay. The big trade. Mikal Bridges, right? He got moved. And I know there's pie in the sky. And the Cavs were not able to give up Bogdanovich, not that one, the other one, and 4 draft picks with an option to flip 5. They didn't have that for Mikal Bridges. But I can't not have the feeling if you would have just moved a little bit faster on your head coaching move and been able to focus a little bit more on maybe some of these trades, maybe you could have pulled that off. Unfair.
So you would have done that deal?
If I had those picks, yeah.
Okay.
Or if you would have called them and said, here's Darius Garland, 20 and something. And again, I know Mikal Bridges was number 1 on that list, and you knew he was getting moved. But do you see where I'm coming from? My anger, which is unfair, to say a massive trade happened with a guy that I would have liked to come to the Cavs, and I felt like we were too busy worrying about who our head coach was. And I know the head coach is an important thing, and you had a big flip. In the 23rd hour almost, you had a flip where you were going Borrego, then you went to Atkinson. But it took weeks. Weeks. You could have hired Kenny Atkinson 2 weeks ago and then been able to focus on the rest of this stuff. Now, you would come back and say, I assume Kobe Altman has multitasking skills, and he's getting ready for the draft. He could have pulled that trade off. And I understand there's no world that the Cavs had the same ammo that the Knicks had to get Mikal Bridges. I understand that. But you could have slid in and got them a deal before they even found out the Knicks deal.
I don't know. You're giving Kobe a lot of credit here. I don't know if he can multitask.
You get where I'm coming from? It's unfair. But
I see what you're
when
saying.
I see the Cavs that were so wrapped up that took so much time to come back to a guy that was staring in front of your face the whole time, could have just done that and maybe gotten something else. I'm angry I didn't get Mikal Bridges. That's it. I'm angry I didn't get Mikal Bridges.
So am I sleeping on Mikal Bridges?
I think he's a pretty damn good player, yes.
All right. I'm not hip. I'm not hip, I'll be honest.
If he
I
came
watched
to this
0
team,
Nets games last year.
I would tell you he'd be your 3rd best guy. So at this point right now, he'd be your 2nd best player. He would be your 2nd best player behind Donovan. Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you could be right. I watched 0 Nets games.
But again, the Knicks work out. He and Jalen Brunson are very close. There was just other factors that played with that.
Did Mikal Bridges go to Villanova?
No, he went to. Because it's not Miles Bridges. Forget it. It's not. Don't. Yeah, he did. I'm sorry. He did go to Villanova.
They might as well be the New York. What's Villanova? The Villanova Vanilla Wafers.
Vanilla
Something like
Wafers. The Wildcats.
They might as well be the New York Wildcats.
Wildcats in the NBA. Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, obviously that's why. Dante DiVincenzo, they all graduated the same year.
That's what I'm saying.
Bridges, Brunson, and DiVincenzo all graduated in 18.
The Villanova Knicks.
Yeah, hey, man, you're in that area. Why not? And that's the thing. I know that was a that's not an attainable trade. I don't know why I have it up. Do you know the all-time leading scorer in Villanova history? Kerry Kittles.
George Kittle?
George Kittle. Alan Ray, not Ray Allen. Alan Ray is 7th all-time.
Oh, see, Charles said Knicks gave up way too much for a mid-player.
I mean, that's a lot. Like, again, I don't know if I would have given up. Like, 5 picks is a lot. And there's worlds that maybe Darius Garland's a little bit better than Mikal Bridges. I'm a little drunk on Mikal Bridges. I like him a lot. And I think he'd fit this team very, very well. But again, they didn't have the moves.
Did he play for Kenny Atkinson when he was the Nets coach or no?
No, I don't think so. Stand by. No, because he was in Phoenix. That's right, because he was in... That's right. He was in Phoenix. He got drafted by the 76ers, started his career in Phoenix with a trade. He was there for 5 years. Because they basically jettisoned him out to get, like, Durant and make all those kind of moves there. So he was out there. But, you know, again, like... You know the thing about Mikal Bridges, too? He says he eats Chipotle every day for the last 10 years.
So Miles Bridges is the one on the Hornets, right?
Yeah, and he's the one that's got the...
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. That's... Yeah. Miles Bridges.
Is he the girlfriend beater?
Yes. Yeah. I'm pulling that up to make sure that's yes.
Allegedly.
2022 he's arrested in Los Angeles for felony domestic violence. That was him. Yes. That's what I just want to make sure on that. But yes, that was Miles Bridges, not Mikal Bridges. So again, that trade happens. It at least is like a bit of a primer. Things are opening up. The Durant stuff now all of a sudden, too, with the Rockets and where he's going. I almost got had by a Woj thing this morning, by the way.
Did you?
Because I saw all these tweets about Kevin Durant, what that means. So I searched Kevin Durant, and there was a phony Woj account that had a trade. Because I woke up, every morning I wake up and get my kid up, and I instantly just see the news. I just jump on Twitter to see. So there's a lot of moves about, a lot of discussion about these moves. And I was like, oh my God, Kevin Durant got traded. Like, I really thought Kevin Durant got traded to the Houston Rockets, and I was a fake account. Fake account. I almost got had on that. But at least the moves are happening. They're starting to get loosened up a little bit. And I'll say this, and I say this over and over and over and over again. The more moves are good for the Cavs. The more movement there is in the NBA, there's more options for a 3-team type of thing. And I know, again, you don't have much cap space to eat up. But the more things happen, the gooder, the better for the Cavs. Are we all resigned to the fact the Cavs have got to make a move? Yes, right? Is anybody out there disagreeing with me? They have to do something. I'm not running this team back. Kenny Atkinson, fine hire. That's not enough for me. And I'm fine of the move of the idea, a move to make a move. The move make a move for the sake of making a move, right? Sometimes people don't like that. I'm there. You're making a move. So you want all this other stuff getting chummed up and pushed around and picks moving here and this doing that and they're going over there because then the Cavs can slide on into something. Or a guy falls through the cracks, somebody you got a big look at, and you're all in.
We have a guy named Hawk Tua in the chat. He says, hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Is that the actual chick?
And a guy named the Butthole Patrol that says, show your butthole.
Go get the Hawk Tua chick. I didn't want to tell you what I saw yesterday about her. There are odds if she's going to pose for Playboy. Is Playboy still a thing? I thought they stopped doing that.
No, they just got the Edmonton Oilers fan who flashed her rack.
Oh, she's doing Playboy?
Yeah.
Well, good for her. I mean, at that point, they're out there.
Yeah, might as well.
They're out there. There's kids that listen to the show, Ryan. There's kids that listen to the show. But I have odds out there, and the odds were yes that this Hawk Tua chick would eventually pose in Playboy. Would you do it?
Hell yeah.
You have already, like, you and I had the conversation about OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Like, if your significant other was on OnlyFans.
I would let my wife do OnlyFans.
No.
If she's making bread.
My wife can do whatever she wants. She is a free lady. She can do whatever she wants.
Her body, her choice, Matt.
That's exactly right. But I just don't know if I like it. But you would think.
If she's making 6 figures a month.
That's a lot of money. Are people actually making that on OnlyFans?
The top people do.
Who? Okay.
Yes, who's paying these women? Lonely men.
I do not understand it. I really, like, and I'm going to try to keep this as PG as we can. There is free stuff all over the internet. Like, literally.
Charles on your wave. He said, my wife is not doing OnlyFans.
I'm with you.
Yeah, wait till you see those checks, Charles. Wait till you see those checks, Charles.
Like, you're talking about the top, like 0.001%. And people get drunk on that thinking that they can do that. Hey, there go the helicopters for Superman. Look at that. That's a big old Navy chopper with the back door open. I wonder if Superman will go flying out of that thing. They're all over, man. I love those shots. I think it's cool downtown.
Yeah.
You're getting drunk on the 100% of OnlyFans people. And I don't, dude, I ask people to follow me on Twitter for free. And I just, when it's all for free on Twitter. I really, maybe it's a sickness. I guess maybe it is. Like, I could, well, 100%, like, pornography addiction has got to be a thing. But to, like, be so enamored with somebody like that you've never met, to spend tens of thousands of dollars on them?
Yeah.
To go on their Amazon wish list and go, oh, I'll just buy them some stuff. They love me. Oh, do they? Do they really?
2024.
You know what? Maybe I'm just angry that we didn't think of OnlyFans first.
Yeah, you are.
Somebody had this idea. Hey, man, let's start this website. Just raking in the cat. Do you remember for about 2 weeks they said they weren't going to allow porn on there anymore? And then quickly you're like, wait a minute, never mind. Know your role. Know what you do. And you play that on out. But, yeah, we won't be doing that. There's a lot of degenerates out there. I'd rather, again, on that, I would rather spend my money on Call of Duty and sports betting. Like, think about just all that cash. Because what do those guys think? They think that girl really loves them, or they're going to show up one day at their house.
People are buying women's farts in jars.
Oh, yeah, the bath water.
And then the one girl who
just so creepy.
She ate too much because she was just selling her farts. And then you heard about this, right?
No, and I don't know if I want to.
And she would eat like beans or something every day.
Every day, and then I'm sure she had gastric issues.
She's like, you can't do this anymore. So she started selling her armpit sweat, and guys were buying it up.
And you know what they're doing with it.
Yeah,
you know they're drinking it.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I just need to thank the good Lord that I was not. I don't have those issues. I really.
Are you kink shaming right now?
I shouldn't do that. You're right. In the day that we live in, if you want to dress up like a furry, if you want to, dude, live your life, man. You do you. You're right. And I think that about a lot of things. Like, if somebody's over there doing something that doesn't hurt you, let them go, man. They want to do a drag show over there, let them go. You don't want to take your kids, don't take your kids. That's fine. Go over that way. They're going to go do that over there. Nothing wrong with that. I shouldn't kink shame. But I just, these, like, okay.
And we can doctor disrespect shame.
That is a whole nother ball of wax to get to if you follow that story. But I would say this too, like, you know, again, if I wanted to take $10,000 out of my bank account, because a lot of these guys I'm sure are married with kids, and you go to your wife, how awful would that be? If I went to my wife and I said, you know, I pulled $10,000 out, I sent it to the Hawk Tua chick, I wanted to see her ass. No big deal. It's my kid's future, but, you know, I really wanted to do. I'm assuming they're mostly single guys, but they're not all.
No, remember the stepdad?
Yeah, we saw that story. This girl started OnlyFans, and she goes, I've been doing it 2 months. There was a guy that donated almost every single day, watched every single day. I sent him a private message. I found out he was in my contacts on my phone. It was my stepfather.
Angela's telling me to tell you to Google Amaranth.
Oh, I know who she is. She's on Twitch. I know who she is.
You're hip?
Yeah, because, like, eventually that kind of stuff, like, I watch Twitch. You know, we're on Twitch. And when I don't think that's as big anymore. I don't know because I don't really watch it. But, like, there was a time I would log into my Twitch and you would see Call of Duty. You would see, you want to know what I watch on Twitch a lot? Pokemon. I love watching Pokemon Red and Blue. Like, that's my era. So I'll just watch people do speed runs because I'm that nerd. Honey, what are you doing? Are you buying pictures of girls? No, I'm watching speedruns of Pokemon Red. That's what I do. But eventually it would say channels you might like, and it would be the ASMR or the hot tub thing.
It's the hot tubs, yeah.
And I eventually had to click on and go, please don't show me that anymore. I'm not into that. I'm not going to watch that. And it literally, tens of thousands of people
dude,
just watch this girl get in a bikini and sit in an inflatable hot tub.
Yeah, man.
I do not understand that for the life of me.
Hey.
Well, she's got a whole bad backstory, too. Her husband's a piece of crap, trying to steal her money. Like, I just hope it's all free will. And the other thing is, it's probably not. They get drunk on the money and they go, I've got to keep doing this for the rest of my life. Your kids, if you choose to have them, will eventually get that stuff figured out. And that's sad. They make a decision in a momentary thing. That stuff don't go away, man. It's on Twitter forever. It's online forever. And if you're not shamed by that, that is your own right. Good for you. That's fine. Do what you want. Not my thing, man. Especially when it's all out there. It is all out there. But guys want to spend tens of thousands. Hey, you want to know what?
So once again, 6 figures.
But why can't we get that on this show? Why can't we get degenerate people that are just in love with Ryan and I to spend tens of thousands out? Where are you at out there?
Because we have our shirts on and our pants on.
They fall in love with the big play shirt. I don't know. What do you want me to do?
A big play kink?
Can we start that? What would we sell?
I'll start the Reddit.
I'll tell you what. I'll drink a garage beer, and you can have the empty half of my garage beer.
You have to spit the backwash in it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll do that for garage beer. Here, these are my used. Or here, how about this? I will sell you my used earbuds. $300.
Earwax kink?
They're in there, buddy. Don't even get me started on that. I could do that all day. What else? Do you want my used big play shirt? I got a lot of them. I'll wear it. I'll get some. Hey, I'll tell you what. We'll go back down to the studio that's 95 degrees. I'll get some good pitters going in this thing, and I'll send them out to you.
Dildo Gaggin says, take your shirt off.
Why are those people in our chat, by the way?
We have the Butthole Patrol.
The Butthole Patrol and Dildo Gaggins.
And then our boys Charles and Angel. And
I appreciate you boys.
And a George Santos. I'll buy them for
I'll
buy them for $400. I'll buy them for $400.
My earbuds? You want them? You can have them. $400. $400. What else is in here? Anything else we can sell in here?
Charles, our OG. Where did these guys come from?
Dude, they're always listening. They're always listening. So, like, the AI picked this up that we started talking about OnlyFans, and then people logged into YouTube, and they go, hey, you might actually like this show. It's a little adult-rated content right here.
And now a Fa-Fa Flui.
Fa-Fa Flui. What is that a reference to?
I don't know.
The real quick to wrap this all up about that Hawk Tua chick, is she going to make money off of this?
Yeah, she's selling hats.
But, like, that's what I'm saying. What do you want for the hat? Because the other thing with these AI bots, the second anything goes viral, there's 5,000 T-shirt companies.
Yeah,
like, you'd almost wish
people with Hawk Tua jerseys.
That's what I'm saying. You want her to be able to file a trademark on that thing. And you would think that she could go to trademark court, I'm assuming that's a thing, and say, remember when LeBron tried to trademark Taco Tuesday?
Yeah.
And everybody goes, you can't do that.
That was the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
But what I'm saying, she owns this. There is no question that she owns this. So if she gets the trademark, she could start suing all these people. I'm sure there'd be a lawyer that would go right to her and say, we'll get all these a-holes.
Saul Goodman?
Saul Good, great show, man. I love that show. One of the best spin-offs of all time.
Johnny Cochran?
But, like, there's a little part. I think he's dead. I think check that because you know my record of that. Of like, oh, I think he's dead.
All right, here we go, Brian. That's what I'm talking about. Now he's getting on track. He says the Guardians need starting pitching and bullpen help.
Johnny Cochran died a long time ago.
They don't need bullpen help.
But what I'm saying is, if you're going to keep running the final thing on the Hawk Tua chick, do you feel bad when somebody that deserves to make the money doesn't make the money? She deserves to make money off this. She's the hottest viral sensation. She's not going to make any money off this. I feel a little bad for that.
She will.
That's not fair.
She will.
Life's not fair. I get that.
To be fair, she could start an OnlyFans and retire by the end of the year.
You're going to have to cross that line. If she wants to cross that line, so be it. To the Guardian, back to the bullpen help. Do they have an OnlyFans?
Matt's trademark quote, I lost another bet.
Do you want my bad bet slips from Typical? I can give you those. I'll screenshot them. A little NFT action on that. No, the Guardians, if you want to go get a bullpen arm, you can because you're going to need your bullpen. You're going to ride your bullpen all day the rest of the season. So if you want another bullpen arm, you better go get them. We'll see how it goes. Twitter question is up for the NBA draft tonight. Asking everybody, what's your interest? Is it Cavs pick at 20? Bronny, which we won't get that tonight, probably, right? He ain't going to go tonight, right?
He might go at 20.
I never know. Never know. Or you didn't even know the draft was tonight. Vote on that at Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a follow. We're up on Twitter, X, streaming there at Matt Fontana Show. We're on Twitch, Instagram for all the reels, and you can also check us out on YouTube. Subscribe there, and coming soon, OnlyFans. We could stream on OnlyFans. Like Stipe Miocic.
Yeah, he just joined.
He streams on OnlyFans.
Man, Dana White ain't paying these boys nothing.
What?
I said Dana White needs to pay these boys more.
Well, I don't even know why he's doing it. Yeah, I think he's just doing it for fun. Like, it doesn't have to be sexualized content. We could stream on OnlyFans if somebody really just wanted to be a giant fan of us.
Has anybody called you that before? Hannah Fontana?
Yeah, all the time. Brenda used to call me that all the time.
Stream on Grinder. Gosh.
We're not doing that. Hey, you want to know what? I wouldn't even care. If that's somebody, sure, that's okay. That nothing wrong with that. That's fine. We do that. Or anything make money. The other one is Fat Montana. Montana. Well, think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. I met somebody in, this was years ago. And, I'm out and about all the time. People would always see me. Somebody comes up to me and they go, "Are you Matt?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "You're not fat at all." And I was like, "Oh, you don't get it, do you?" And he looks at me and he was like, "Think about it." Flipped his, he goes, "Oh," he goes, "No, I got it." And I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I don't care. That's fine. I don't give a crap." No, Brenda used to call me Hannah Fontana all the time.
Hannah Fontana, I like that.
My mom always said if she had a daughter, she loves the name Hannah. I go, "You can't do that." We had our daughter. That is not our daughter's name, by the way. But yeah, no, that's how it goes, man. However you want to do it. All right, let's catch our break in the morning. We come back. We'll get into the morning update. Plenty Guardians to come. Getting ready to go. Bronny. Preview a time hop coming up because I sent it out. Cavs took LeBron. This day 2003. 2003. Cavs made that move and drafted Bron James. It worked out. Could we be seeing that 21 years later for his son? We'll talk about that. Getting ready to go for the NBA draft tonight. We get rolling. Coming up tonight, Drennan. I'm going to stick around. I'm going to join Bruce tonight for bonus time. So check that out, bigplay.com. And I mentioned it earlier, kind of in an unsavory way. But folks, we have a new horse here at Big Play. And we're going to name that horse soon. And you can buy a share of this horse. It is the name of the horse right now is Lahaina Luck 22. That's the name of the horse. Eventually, we're going to get a name for it, but you can go follow at Big Play Horse, and you can buy a share of the horse for just $60, and then you are in, like I am, like Ryan is. You get dividends. The horse wins, you're going to win. Stud fee, get all that, and you're involved in the horse. We're going to have special events here with us at Big Play. There's maybe even opportunities for you to go to Churchill Downs, Saratoga, wherever you need to go. Check it out. MyRacehorse.com. Search for Lahaina Luck 22 or just go follow Big Play Horse on Twitter. Ryan, we're approaching here. So, again, there's only a limited amount of spots left. We're almost 3/4 of the way sold out here.
We have another name submission for the horse. Sarah Jessica Parker.
That's not nice. That's not nice. That's not nice. That is one show, like my wife will mess around a little bit like Sex in the City and watch it. Yeah. I watched the movie for I think 5 minutes. I was like, I'm out on this. You know who she's married to?
No.
Matthew Broderick.
Oh,
Ferris Bueller.
People say I look like Matthew Broderick.
That's right. We've had that conversation before. So maybe you should go find somebody who looks like Sarah Jessica Parker.
I don't know if I want that.
Okay, fair enough. There it is. Catch a break. Come back. We got a lot to get to. Hour 2. Stay with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something?
Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone. And at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today. All right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
Welcome back. Fontana Show, getting weird places. People want me to ask you think an alligator is a fish?
Well, I don't see why it wouldn't be.
It's not. It's a reptile.
So
think of it this way. Anything that breathes air outside of the water, like, a crocodile, an alligator, they have to breathe air. It's not a fish.
like me and you?
Yes, we are mammals.
Okay.
We are mammals.
If you say
Anything
so.
that has hair is a mammal.
If you say so.
That's, I guess, painted with a broad brush, but usually things with hair are mammals.
So a peach is a mammal?
It's a fruit. It's
has
not an
hair.
animal.
It has
It's not
hair.
an animal.
It has hair.
It's not an animal.
So then what you just
What
said
is it?
isn't
Isn't it like human beings share like 80% of our DNA with a banana? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, or like with a and like a what's it called? A chicken is like a T-Rex. It's closest
Yeah.
relative.
How genetically related are we to bananas? So we are 90, obviously 90, well, I don't, whatever you believe out there, but chimpanzees, we are 96% identical. We are 60% identical to a chicken and 60%, more than 60% identical to a banana and a fruit fly. There you go.
All right.
That's what you learn here on this show. Morning Update. Ryan's got more for you to learn. Take it on away, ride.
Alrighty, Matt. Well, as of this morning, it is official. The Guardians have the best record in the Major League Baseball. They beat the Orioles 10-8. They win 2 in a row against them. Avila gets the win. Irvin gets the loss for them. Guardians rack up 14 hits in this match. Baltimore racked up 16 hits, but we still get the victory and look to sweep this one out today.
The other part about that game yesterday, and I don't have it quite in front of me. Oh, no, actually, I do. We were 7 for 11 with runners in scoring position yesterday. And I'm shooting from the hip here, but I think the Guardians are batting like 300 as a team with runners in scoring position. Do you know what the Orioles were yesterday? 1 for 11. So you would say, and granted, they had some solo home runs. They hit more home runs than we did. But that is the kind of timely hitting that you need out of a team to supplement, where the Guardians, they're putting up these runs. They're having to live life that way without your starting pitching going deep. They're not top 10 in home runs. They're not top 10 in average. Now, they are in runs scored, so they're manufacturing by doing that. 7 out of 11 with runners in scoring position yesterday. Orioles went 1 out of 11. That's what you circle right there. And that lineup, dude, the Orioles rebuild, where they lost, 100 games, like 5 years in a row or something ungodly like that. The COVID year, they were on pace for it, so you count that, whatever. But you look at Mountcastle, first-round pick. Rutschman, first-round pick. Gunnar Henderson, second-round pick. Dude, they came out of the same draft with Adley Rutschman and Gunnar freaking Henderson, who, by the way, that home run that he hit the other night, was it last night or the other? You threw it right down the D to him? What are you doing?
I have like 5 Orioles on my fantasy team, so...
Oh, they're beasts.
That's why I'm 10-3.
That lineup is insane. So if that's how you want to play it, where you're going to have to just outscore them. But again, with timely hitting, with runners in scoring position, and you also did that without Josh Naylor in the lineup. That's another, I think, outstanding move by Stephen Vogt. Naylor's not right now. Sit him down for a game. Sit him down for a game. And have that tough conversation. You get him back in the lineup tonight. You get after it. You sweep out the Orioles, great, but you now put yourself in a bonus type of situation. You won that series. What are you, 8 games up now?
Should be 9.
Should be 9? You're 9. You're 9. Twins and the Royals both lost last night. Let's go. Capitalizing, baby. I love it. 7-game win streak for the Guards. Get after it. Close on out tonight. Go get a cookie.
Alrighty, well, tonight is officially the NBA draft. The Cleveland Cavaliers have the number 20 pick, Matt. A lot of different mocks, a lot of different positions, but you expect them to maybe move up, possibly?
I don't know about move up. Like, I think I expect that to be true. We're getting into it a little bit here because, like, we're diving into it. Do you expect the guy the Cavs pick at 20 to actually appear in a game for them?
This season?
Yeah. I'm just in general. In general, are you picking a guy for your team or for somebody else?
If I had a bet, I would say our team, but I don't know.
Okay. Let's run through some of the names because these are all guys that have circled around. And I'm going to bring up some that, like, sometimes, like Rob Dillingham is like 10th in the latest mock. I saw early that he kind of fell. It's not happening anymore. You know the one that keeps getting moved up here, man? And you'll be happy about that. It's Zach Edey. I've seen him now in the top 15. So let's just run through. I'm going to give you all the names of the guys that we have seen around the Cavs there at 20. Carlton Carrington, guard out of Pittsburgh. He's explosive. He can score. He's really young. We know Zach Edey. I don't think you need any introduction to him. He's 7'4". He's working on his outside game. You know him. Another one that has kind of been on the rise a little bit and most likely will be gone is Johnny Furpey out of Kansas. You know, Australian kid. He's 19. He's got small forward type height. He's 6'8". He can shoot a little bit, but not quite the scoring output that you look there from Furpey. But the biggest thing I read about him earlier in the offseason, there's a lot of upside with him. Physical tools, a shooting ability, and a lot of time because he's so young. So that's another guy to keep your eye on. Keyshawn George out of Miami, which I heard his name with some people more recently. 41% on his threes last year. Same thing. 6'6", 6'7", around that height. Very obtainable. Tristan Da Silva, 6'9", can shoot some threes out of Colorado. Yves Missy, center, Baylor. He looks a little like Evan Mobley. Big thing on Missy, before Baylor, he only had 4 years of organized basketball before he got to the Baylor Bears. He's the ultimate upside type of guy. Maybe runs with Evan Mobley. We'll see. Then Kyle Filipowski. Most people know him from Duke. Good size, 6'11", maybe a Jared Allen replacement there. That Khalil Ware out of Indiana, another center. And that's about it. Those are pretty much all the names of guys that I've seen around the Cavs. So I would say of that list, one of those guys will probably be the pick for the Cavs. Some will be gone, maybe a shock here or there. But I'm so in. That's why, like, I know our poll is up where people are saying they didn't even know the NBA draft was tonight. How do you not have interest to see who it is? This is not the LeBron years where you were drafting Christian Iyenga and nobody gave a crap because your team was built. This pick is important. Whether it's important of they're going to help this team or it's important because it's going to help you facilitate a trade from somebody else. This pick is super important tonight. So I'll be up. I'll be up watching. And as these picks start taking off, the thing is, this draft sounds like it's not going to be a good one, right? You know, drafts and years out, they'd be like, oh, you know, really peg this draft. This sounds like it's kind of a crappy draft. And that comes back to Bronny, too. Bronny, in a good draft, might not even be a draftable player. Hell, he's in a bad draft, and some people think he's not draftable. What's going to happen with him tonight? Place your bet. Do you think he goes tonight? Somebody make that desperate move and trade and picks him in the first round. No, that's not happening. You're right. The answer to that question is no. Now, we watch for tomorrow night with the second round. First time the NBA is doing 2 rounds, 2 nights. Tomorrow there'll be a lot of intrigue. I'll tell you this too: the NBA wants that because the NBA will get a few more viewers tomorrow night with LeBron or with Bronny hanging around. So they really want that. This draft again, I don't dive into it as much as other people. Just some of the things I'm reading. There's no like clear cut. They've even flipped now to this other guy. It's not Alex Sarr anymore. It sounds like going to be a down draft, but hey, try to make your pick. And I do think there's somebody. I think who they're picking is going to help this team. I do.
Alrighty, well, the Browns must have missed the invite to Oprah's show because everybody's getting plans for stadiums.
Uh-huh.
Jacksonville City Council voted 14-1 Tuesday night to approve an agreement between the Jaguars and the city, $1.4 billion renovation of Everbank Stadium. Matt, I'm looking at the numbers here. So the Jaguars have agreed to each contribute in the city $625 million. That means the city will be responsible for 55% of the total cost.
So part of that is they're also going to roll over. They have money set aside for renovations, $150 million. That comes from the city as well. So think about it this way. Every single stadium has public money tied to it now. So take that into account with the Browns. The other thing about Jacksonville, that fear was real of them leaving and maybe going to London, right? So they axed that. They're paying all this money and they're still going to lose a home game every single year. Every single year. They are losing a home game because they're going to go play in London. Do you hear people in Jacksonville bitching about how much the stadium gets used? It's different. It's Florida. And also, why Florida has 3 football teams, I don't understand. California, fine. I get that. Texas is massive. Why the state of Florida gets 3 football teams, I will never understand. But I digress. So they're there. They are the newest game in town compared to the Buccaneers and the Dolphins. They didn't have a problem passing this. They didn't have a problem getting this done. Why is it a big issue up here? Why are people so wrapped up on the stadium usage? I leave that as an open-ended question. Why? I've lived here my whole life. I pay taxes to go to that stadium. I don't really care if an NCAA tournament comes here. I don't really care that Taylor Swift or the Rolling Stones, you get your concerts. That's not, like, I guess my thing is, that's not my thing to champion. That's not my thing to steward. I'm not sitting there trying to figure out, okay, well, what else could we get to come to the stadium and do that kind of... I don't care. I want my football team to play games in the city of Cleveland, downtown Cleveland. That's it. I don't care what shows up at that stadium anymore. It's not my business. Well, you know, Matt, your tax dollars. I get screwed by taxes as much as you do, as much as anybody else out there does. Does anybody actually think our tax dollars go towards worthy things that they're supposed to? No. But I have to pay them. I don't want to go to jail, so I pay them. I cut my check for it, and I move the hell on. Don't really care. So when I see other stadiums and other fan bases, I yearn for that. Get a deal done, chip in some money, and figure it out. But I'm not an accountant for the city of Cleveland. They got to sit there and run the numbers. And I would sit there and say, all right, you saved all that money. What are you going to do with it? Seriously. Are you actually helping the education like you said you were going to? Are you actually going to develop the lakefront, which has been the biggest joke for this town for 20 fucking years? It's not happening. Get over it. I don't know what to tell you. The stadium moving off. And I love Edgewater. I do. All you would do is extend Edgewater a little bit. Do you really need that many more restaurants? Do you really need that many more shops for people to go down there? And I'll tell you this, and again, I don't mean to like knock the city of Cleveland right now. I'm going to do a case study of myself, Ryan. I am 35 years old. My wife, we have 2 kids. We live in the city of Cleveland. When we're looking for things to do around, would I go down to the lakefront once or twice a summer? Sure. We've already taken our trip to Edgewater. Would we maybe take our kids down there to go to a restaurant, to be on the water? Sure. That's maybe once or twice a year. I don't see us being down there every single weekend. You know, there are people that are members at the yacht club, or they're members, maybe some different, tax brackets there. But But like, we have a family place up in Marblehead. We go up there. Like, I'm not yearning for that. I'm not sitting here saying, man, if there was only another bar down on the water, I'll go down to the Flats. There's a lot of great bars down there. If we want to take our kids for a meal, we'll go down to the Flats. There's plenty of options there. Like, they're trying to create something that they think we want that I don't actually think we want. And they're using that to try to say, well, that's why we're going to let the stadium go. So we can open it up. To do what, man? Seriously, to do what? Oh, well, we'll build this in Brook Park. We'll put these hotels up. We'll get a Final Four and a Super Bowl. Yeah, one. I don't think you're getting a Super Bowl. I really do not think you're getting a Super Bowl. Because now, when you sit there and you say, well, we'll get one because we have a new stadium. Yeah, Jacksonville will say the same thing. Carolina will say the same thing. All these other places are lining up. It ain't worth it, man. It really ain't worth it. So you see what these other teams are doing. It's all public money right now. And I hope something gets done here. Not soon. I don't know when it'll be. But Browns note real quick. They have 6 open camps. 6 open camps for the fans. August 4th, which is a Sunday. Tuesday, August 6th. Thursday, August 8th. Monday, August 12th. Tuesday, August 20th. And Wednesday, August 21st. That's it. Dude, there were times back in the day, there were 20 open camps. One of my fondest memories with my brothers, I was going to school at BW. And our house was literally right down Front Street. You could walk to the Browns facility. My brothers came over. We got in line at like 6 a.m. to get in there and went and watched practice. Now, the demand is so high, it's ticketed, and now they only have 6 open camps. And that's fine. Like, if it's easier, and trust me, being in the media and then being as a fan, I see how it's really hard to have that many people there trying to run through camp and all that. And then they have other ones that are closed where it's like still VIPs and stuff like that. And I still want the Browns to get their work done. But that's crazy, man, that they only have 6 open practices for the fans. Again, I go back to a time when it was like they had 20 and 20. But that's just to wrap up the Browns there in the morning update. That's what we got.
Alrighty, well, lastly, for the morning update, we mentioned it earlier, but what I think was truly the first Woj bomb of the offseason, the Nets trade Mikal Bridges to the New York Knicks, as well as get their picks back from the Houston Rockets they lost in the James Harden trade. Matt, this means that the Nets have 16 first-round picks available through 2031, including 4 selections in next year's draft.
You trade away Mikal Bridges because your team's going to suck. You're in the full rebuild. But what are you going to do with those picks? You have all those picks. Are you going to make them? Are you going to build your roster up that way? Are you going to, I think now with the NBA constructed the way that it is, with the CBAs, picks are your new currency. And I'm not saying that picks always haven't been important, but you would see teams flippantly. Just, we'll throw this pick here. We'll get rid of this here. Now, with all of the tax implications, with all of the money constrictions, it's a little like the NFL. You want to find star guys on rookie deals. Now, you got rookie max extensions for $280 for Scotty Barnes, a $215 here for Evan Mobley. Eventually, you got to pay the piper. But the new way to rebuild is just to get all these picks. I mean, I wouldn't say Houston is like a prime example of that, but they're better off than where they were. And they did everything to just acquire a bunch of picks and make a bunch of trades. And now they could go maybe get Kevin Durant. It's Kevin Durant. What does he do for the Rockets? And imagine if the Rockets had the trade. Again, I got had by a fake trade this morning. But I would imagine Jalen Green's got to be in that, right? Would you say that he's got to be in that trade? They have Van Vliet, Jabari Smith is there. Someone have Dylan. Dude, they still don't have a lot of great players, man. I don't know. Sengun was their best player last year. I don't know.
They were good down the stretch.
I guess. They've tried to turn it around there. You got all the picks. Got to use them on something.
It's very true. You do.
Eventually. Trade them or pick them. Trade them or pick them. That's what you got to do.
Yep.
Can we trade out the Immaculate Grid here?
Yeah. I suppose we can.
It's been a tough week for us. So, again, it's very unfortunate for us to say we will not have a giveaway this week because we already screwed up the Immaculate Grid.
Nobody to blame but ourselves.
It is our fault. It is our fault. But let's see if we can go. Here we go. Player for each. Falcons, Bucks, 3,000-yard passing season. We should get it. I don't want to put that on you, but we put the timer on the
you could do that
on the screen. But I'll start it here. Go.
All right, 3,000 yards for the Buccaneers. I mean, you just do Tom Brady.
Just do Tom Brady. Rain Dakota Prescott. And Aaron Rodgers didn't play for any of those other teams. All right.
Where do we want to start?
Just kind of, big picture here. Bucks, Bears. Bucks, Bears. All right, we're off to a bad start. Oh, man. All right, well, Falcons, Cowboys, isn't that Deion Sanders? Did he not play for the Cowboys at some point? Did he? Are you sure? Are we thinking a TO?
Man, that's your age.
I don't know. Herschel Walker? I feel like he went to Atlanta. Go Herschel Walker there.
I feel like I like Deion more.
Yeah, because that would not have actually worked. Deion. Yeah, Deion works. Deion works. 1,000%. Yep, he does. Okay. Duh. All right, there you go. All right, we're off. Is that 70%? That is 80. Yeah, we should have gotten that a lot easier. All right, Bucks, Bears. Or no, let's go Cowboys, Bears. Cowboys, Bears. Andy Dalton.
He played for the Bears?
Yeah. I know he played for the Bears, and he was a back. Did he appear in a game for the Cowboys? I think he did.
No,
he did. All right, go Andy Dalton there. All right, Green Bay, Chicago. Something is speaking to me.
Did Jimmy Graham ever play in Green Bay?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, 100%.
And
that's not where I was leaning, but go with that. That's
and
fine.
Chicago.
Yeah,
right?
that's fine. No, Jimmy Graham works, 100%.
You know me and my tight end.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Okay. There was something else there. Make sure we click on that one later because there was something else speaking to me there. All right, Falcons, Packers. Falcons, Packers. Running backs don't come to mind here. Oh, my God. Brett Favre.
I didn't know he played for the Falcons.
He was drafted by the Falcons. Then they traded him to the Packers. Brett Favre. Brett Favre. All right. Buccaneers, Falcons. I don't think Blaine Gabbert works there. Matt Schaub, no. Brad Johnson, maybe. There's got to be something better than that, though. Vincent Jackson? Don't think so.
Did Devin Hester ever play for the Buccaneers?
That's a good poll. I don't think so. Cordell Patterson.
Did Roddy White?
That's a good poll, man. I don't know.
Vincent
He left
Jackson?
Atlanta. I know he went somewhere else.
Vincent Jackson?
Yeah, Vincent Jackson, I don't know. Roddy White's a damn good poll there. Deshaun Jackson.
Oh. No,
what?
Julio Jones.
No. Sometimes you just got to get those wheels turning. All right. Final one. Bears, Bucks. Deontay Foreman? I don't know if he works for the Bucks.
I don't know if I don't think he works for the Bucks. I mean, he could,
but no. Matt Forte? I don't think so. If we really get down to it, I would probably rip Matt Forte there. Josh McCown. Right?
I don't know.
I know he played for the Bucks. I feel.
Was Jay Cutler ever? I know he's in the Dolphins, right?
Yeah, no, he didn't go to Tampa after that.
What about the one?
Like Luke McCown,
the one Barber brother.
Marion.
Did he go anywhere?
R.I.P.
No, Tiki and Rondé.
Oh, Rondé Barber. Yeah, he played in Tampa. I don't think he ever went to. I don't think he went to Chicago.
Kickers, Ryan Suckup.
That might work. right? Obviously, suck up, we know works in Tampa. No, he's only Kansas City, Tennessee, and the Bucks. That's it. That's it. That's pretty good for a kicker, by the way.
Cody Parkey ever play for the
Tampa?
Did he play for the Bears?
Oh, he played for the Bears. I know he
Did he
played
ever
for the
play for
Bears.
Tampa?
I don't think so. I don't know. I would rip Josh McCown. I would say let's rip Josh McCown. That's I know. I feel.
Josh McCown?
Yeah. Let's go.
Nice.
Harder than it needed to be. Give me
Mike Glennon was the most popular.
Oh yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. That really worked. Can you go back up? Do me Bears Packers. Jimmy Graham is the most popular, which we got, but the 103 there, give me that list. You just leave it up.
It looks clunky.
Oh, it does.
Which one?
I look clunky, so.
Which one?
Bears Packers. Because there was something else. We got Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
But there's somebody else speaking to me, and I couldn't figure it out.
Julius Peppers, probably.
No. Oh, maybe, but no.
Steve McMichael.
No.
Josh Sitton.
No.
Leroy Caffey.
No.
Bob Jeter.
No.
Tim Boyle.
No.
What position?
I feel defense, so maybe it was Peppers. I feel defense.
Martellus Bennett.
No.
Jimmy Graham, we got.
Yeah.
Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah. He's about to be a come and go to pushing 40 now, still playing. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'd have been Peppers. I think that was because there were so many defensively. I was really screaming at me there. All right, let's catch your final break of the morning. We come back. A very, very busy time hop that we'll get to, including a lot of NBA drafts and the one that turned things around in the city of Cleveland. Finish up with some guards. Get ready for the NBA draft tonight. Got it all for you. Big play. Stay with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone. And at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today. All right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
All right, let's jump into it. A little bit of time hop. We will have history made tonight with the NBA draft. And oh boy, do I got some NBA drafts in history to get to. But we head on back on the 26th of June. A couple of movies for you, a couple of birthdays. But we start, actually go way back on this one. Not much happened in the 2000s on this one, right? This day, 1997, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone
It's the first
was
one, right?
first published by J.K. Rowling. Now, they changed it to the Sorcerer's Stone, I think for the United States and then also for the movie. But it all started with the publishing of the first book this day, 1997. Isn't J.K. Rowling like a little... Like,
she doesn't like transgender people.
okay. Yeah, let's say she's a little out there. But as far as Harry Potter goes, I know people that are giant fans. It's like... I don't know if this is necessarily a bracket idea. And I use the word cult for like lack of a better term. But you got Harry Potter people. You have Star Wars, Star Trek, like Batman, I guess, like Marvel. What's some other ones? You know, like people that are really into Disney, I guess. Like,
yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yeah. Like you've seen every movie. There's like a billion spin-offs. Game of Thrones, maybe. I don't know. But Harry Potter's up there, man. Obviously, that's isn't she not the most like the richest author of all time?
I would be surprised. She wasn't.
Richest author of all time. J.K. Rowling is considered one of the richest authors. Forbes made her, in 2004, Forbes named her the first billionaire author to amass wealth solely through writing. Her Harry Potter series has sold more than 600 million copies and translated into 84 languages. She fell off the billionaire list after she donated $160 million to charity. That's awfully nice of her. Other wealthy authors include Stephen King with a net worth of almost $500 million, Nora Roberts, $400 million, Margaret Collins, who did the Hunger Games trilogy.
Sarah Collins, or isn't it Sarah Collins?
Maybe that's her pen name. It says Margaret Collins on this. I don't know. She did the Hunger Games trilogy. She was adapted into 4 movies. She earned $114 million between 2008 and 2018. This is the NASDAQ. Yeah, it says J.K. Rowling is number 1. She has a net worth of about $1 billion. Mackenzie Scott. That doesn't count as an author. The richest author. What? She wrote a book and she got $32 billion from Jeff Bezos. That doesn't count. Elizabeth Badinter? Who is that? French philosopher and author. She's got $1 billion. But again, like, did she make that money doing something else?
What about the dude who wrote the Bible?
He's very rich. See those mega churches? See that jackass driving in his private plane? God wanted me to have a private. Who is that a-hole?
Somebody said that?
No, the Joel Osteen, that guy.
Oh.
The televangelist guy?
Yeah.
God wants me to fly in a private jet.
That's what he said.
Send me hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah, because somebody went up to him and they go, bro, you're trying to preach gospel. You're trying to preach the Bible, which is meant to help people. And you're worth all of this money. And you fly in a private plane while people in your congregation are poor, sending you, giving you their money. It was, well, God wants me to fly in a private plane. All right, jackass. I hate people. It's worse, sending him money or sending somebody OnlyFans money?
Sending Joel Osteen
I actually think that's worse, too.
Yeah, it is.
That's actually worse. I agree. Get out of the church. No, we're not doing that here. Get out of the church and get on OnlyFans. That's what we're going to start pushing on this. Just don't send Joel Osteen money. Go spend it at your local church.
Don't tell Harrison Bucker that.
I guess... You know what? I'm just like I was kink shaming earlier. You do you, man. Whatever you want to do with your money, you want to send it to that jackass, you can do whatever you want. We continue. Send these jackasses. Me and him. Send us your money. I'll do that. I'll tell you anything you want to hear. This day, 1979. Do you know who the Village People are?
YMCA.
They were the first disco act to ever play Madison Square Garden.
Nice.
That's pretty good. Speaking of music, this day, 1977, Elvis performed his last concert in Indiana before passing away. This day, 1945, the United Nations Charter was signed by 50 nations. Do you know how many nations are in the United Nations now?
142.
Do you know that?
No. Please guess.
There are 193 member states. You were pretty close. Each member state has one seat at the UN General Assembly. Everybody's got equal representation. Which country is not a member? The Vatican. The Vatican is not part of the United Nations. Don't they kick people out, though? Like, is North Korea? The Republic of Korea's application to become a member of the UN was blocked. Yeah, that kind of makes sense on that. 1919, the New York Daily News began publishing. I think it became the New York Post. I think it's still on. I don't know. This day, 1916, the Indians, with a little experiment of putting numbers on the back of their jersey. It was the first time in a baseball game with scorecards that had corresponding numbers for their players. This day, 1916. All right, a lot of drafts. Let's get to it. NBA draft, this day, 2014.
Yes.
Would you like to guess? Number 1 overall pick?
2014. Bennett was 12, right?
No. Bennett was 13. So.
And Cat was 15?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Well, no, you know Andrew.
You just give it away. Andrew Wiggins was at that draft?
See, Anthony Bennett was the year before, then Andrew Wiggins in 14. Wiggins goes 1, Jabari Parker 2, Joel Embiid goes 3, Julius Randle 7, Zach LaVine 13. That's about it, man. Bogdan Bogdanovic was in this draft, not that one, the other one. So in this draft, players that have been made to at least one all-star team, there's only 4. Wiggins, Embiid, Randle, and LaVine. Randle and Embiid are the only ones that have been selected for an all-NBA team as well. So that was this day, 2015. This day, 2003, it all changed for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They take LeBron James, first overall. There was no debate on that. As long as you got the lottery, which they did, they took LeBron 1. But this one, not bad. Other than Darko Milic, who went 2nd, Carmelo goes 3, Bosh goes 4, Dwayne Wade goes 5, Chris Kaman was in this first round, Luke Ridnour, David West, Sasha Pavlovich, Kendrick Perkins, Jason Capono going to the Cavs in the 2nd round, Luke Walton, a 2nd round pick all the way back in 2003. Yes, there was no debate to be had. You picked LeBron. He's lived up to every single thing of hype that you could ever ask for with him, and you made the right. It just happened to be that he was out of St. Vincent, St. Mary, out of Akron, Ohio, too. Little story. Could you imagine if he had to go to college? Could you imagine if he went to the Akron Zips, went to Ohio State? How things could have changed? What would have happened if we didn't get that lottery? What would have happened if you had to do another year and get back in there? Dude, what could have happened, man? But thank God it did. With his, do you remember his suit? The all-white suit. It was just like...
They used to always drown in their suits.
Swimming. This day, 2003. Year prior, this day, 2002, Yao Ming goes first overall to the Houston Rockets. Mike Dunleavy, Drew Gooden was in that draft. Amari Stoudemire, Caron Butler. Carlos Boozer. Cavs took Carlos Boozer in the 2nd round all the way back this day, 2002. This day, 1996, Allen Iverson goes 1. Ray Allen goes 5. The Cavs took Vitaly Potapico at 12 because Ryan, who went number 13 in that draft.
What year?
1996. This is one of the most famous things about the Cavs. They took Vitaly Potapico at 12. Kobe went 13. Steve Nash also went 15, and the Cavs took Z at 20. This day, 1996, with the NBA draft. Final one, 1991. Larry Johnson goes number 1. Dikembe Mutombo goes 4. Cavs took Terrell Brandon. It's a pretty solid player there at 11. Very happy birthday goes out to Abner Doubleday, creator of baseball. Greg LeMond, cyclist. One of the most overrated players, in my opinion, in the history of the game.
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter's birthday is today. Michael Vick, Deron Williams, Iman Shumpert, Rudy Gobert, Ariana Grande, and 2 stars of Parks and Rec, Aubrey Plaza and Nick Offerman, share a birthday today. I've got Nick Offerman's. Do you know they made a he drinks Lagavulin on the show?
Never seen it.
What?
We talked
Parks and
about
Rec's
this.
great. You know what show I started? House.
So good.
I'm 2 episodes into House.
So good,
I
dude.
knew I was going to like it from the jump because I've seen clips and I just always told I'm like, I need to start House.
It's so freaking
So
good.
I just basically try to watch an episode a day. The only thing, I got conned, man.
Why?
So I signed up for Peacock on the $20 for a year thing. And I'm like, this is great. I have ads. I still have to watch ads.
It's all right.
But it sucks, no, because I would like to watch 2 episodes, 40-minute episodes, but they're really an hour because I still got to watch the commercials.
True.
How much more do you need? Seriously. You're getting the money out of me. Peacock's one of the most popular streaming services, and I still got to watch ads. I guess I should have known. I guess I should have known. All right, movies for you today. I wasn't going to do this one, but I guess I'll do it. This day, 1998. This was a remake of a film way back in the day. Several different sequels. It's about a vet that can talk to animals.
Ace Ventura?
No. Good guess, but no.
Oh, really? Dr. Dolittle?
Dr. Dolittle is correct. Dr. Dolittle, this day, 1998. All right, next up, a film this day, 1987. Movie is probably most well known for a particular speech that is given. The Rifleman's Creed that is said by the main character.
What year?
1987.
The Rifleman's Creed?
Yes.
Was this too early for like Braveheart?
Yes. Vincent D'Onofrio stars in this film. I mean, he eventually got launched into like a bigger stardom, but this really started it with him. Lee Emery plays this gunnery sergeant, and they eventually break this particular guy down. He has a full mental breakdown.
Oh, just Full Metal Jacket?
Full Metal Jacket is correct.
Yeah, okay.
This is my gun. There are a lot like it, but this one is mine. And then, again, spoiler alert, he goes nuts and he kills the gunnery sergeant. And then Matthew Modine, they actually have to eventually go to that. But yeah, Full Metal Jacket with Gomer Pyle. Private Leonard Gomer Pyle Lawrence. Yeah. So there it is, Full Metal Jacket. All right, next up, final one. This day, 1981. This is also a war movie, but it's on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. This is a comedy about war.
Oh. Armageddon?
No. 81. This 2 starring characters of this film are well known for other...
Is this the one with Daddy Warbucks or whatever his name is?
I don't know about that.
Oh.
I don't know where you're going with that one. I don't want to give it away necessarily. All right, so the 2 main stars in this, they're comedic actors, and they're also well known for another series of movies that they did together. Gonna need more?
Yeah.
So the whole premise of the movie was a slacker, John Winger, who ends up getting his friend Russell Ziske to join the army with him. And they run in to a character of people. Ox, John Candy is in this one. And they get into the army, and then eventually they actually have to guard an urban assault vehicle that they end up taking on a mission, and it kind of all falls apart. The majority of the movie is about them getting into the army and like having to deal with Sergeant Hulka.
I don't think I've ever heard of this.
Stripes. Have you ever heard of
No,
Stripes?
I haven't.
So it's Bill Murray and Harold Ramis,
Okay.
who did Ghostbusters, but they also did this as Winger and Russell Ziske. Solid flick. Actually, I had one of my old bosses. He always bring Stripes up when he was talking about radio, because he said the thing about Stripes that they struggled with figuring out how could they get them to the army quicker. So they had to tell backstory. Winger was a slacker. His girlfriend left him. He was out of a job. Ziske was doing English as a second language. Like, he wasn't making any money. And they decided, let's go to basic training. And they get into the army, and a calamity ensues there with stripes. This day, 1981. So there you go. All right, guards in action tonight. Let's go. Cookie back on the hill. Mike got it. Mike got it right away. He's like, stripes. It's good flick. Pretty solid flick. Cookie back in the saddle tonight. Ryan, am I wrong for viewing this game as like a throwaway? To say you already won the series. Don't you want to go for the kill, so to speak, and finish it on out?
Yeah,
or like,
because I want that 1 seed.
well, I mean, you're in position for it right now.
I want the 1 seed. I want that bye, baby.
I'm okay just with a bye. So I think you're fine with where you're at. Cookie on the hill tonight. Are you feeling the pressure about the decision the Guardians are going to have to make here with some of their starting pitching coming up?
I mean, I don't know how you couldn't be. I'm not going into September baseball rolling out. Bibby's fine, obviously.
Yeah,
he's the one. But I'm not rolling into September baseball with my 2, 3, 4 being. If you assume Gavin Williams come as your 2, and maybe if he lives up to that, that's fine. But you're not winning deep playoff games when you're rolling out there Logan Allen and Tristan McKenzie the way they're throwing right now. And you're not. You can't even start Cookie in a playoff game.
Yeah. No, I completely
agree.
Can't do it. No, you can't do it. All right, back to the draft for tonight. Our Twitter question was up. We were asking everybody, where are you at with tonight's draft? Do you care about the Cavs pick, where Bronny goes, or you don't even know it was tonight?
44.7%. Didn't even know the draft was tonight.
Come on now.
33 who the Cavs take at 20, 21 where Bronny James goes.
All right, head over to Cleveland.com. The great Chris Fedor. While the Cavs enter a chaotic 2-day extravaganza, hold the 20th overall pick. Sources tell Cleveland.com they've had numerous conversations with each team picking in the second round to gauge the viability of acquiring another pick. Chris writes there are 4 teams to keep an eye on here. Memphis, Indiana, Portland, Sacramento are the teams to monitor, each holding multiple second-round picks and perhaps not enough room for all their rookies. If the Cavs do snag a second-rounder, he says Jalen Wells out of Washington State, a late bloomer and a JUCO transfer, may be a guy in that second round. Other options, USC's Boogie Ellis, not that USC player, the other one. Kevin McCullough Jr. from Kansas. Sources also telling Chris the Cavs are open to the possibility of a draft night deal, moving up for a coveted player. This is up Ryan's angle. Dropping back a few spots, given how closely they rank some of their options in the 20th pick right there. So I guess just kind of reading Chris's last kind of write-up here before the draft, maybe the moves are on. Like, I just come back to Darius Garland. Do you make your trade for him or with him tonight? Do you hold on to him? Do you draft a player for somebody else? Depending on who's available, here's some of the guys that Chris brings up in no particular order. California guard, Jalen Tyson. Bub Carrington, Carlton Carrington. Kansas swingman Johnny Furphy, we talked about him. Kyle Filipowski, Khalil Ware, Cam Christie, Tristan Da Silva, Yves Missy, Terrence Shannon Jr. Those are all some of the guys that we have brought up that Chris brings up here as the potential. Supersized Boilermaker Zach Edey is another option. He says here, but the Cavs are currently operating under the belief that Jacoby Walter, Jared McCain, and Zach Edey will all be gone by the time that they pick at 20. If not then, Tyson, Furphy, and Ware are the highest profile prospects that the Cavs brought in for a workout under Mike Garrity, charged head coach and development ace there. Filipowski, Edey, Da Silva, Walter, and McCain also fall into the category that the Cavs won't select them because the current depth chart are thinking that they'll be chosen earlier. So, like, that's what I'm saying is how much do you dive into your need right now versus what is it going to be after these trades? Are you drafting somebody to replace Jared Allen? Would you not then just say just keep Jared Allen? I don't know. There's a lot. And I think tonight, you know, my interest will be very high because it's going to tell you where the Cavs go from here. This pick, one way or the other, is going to give you a little idea of the roadmap of what the Cavs want to do the rest of this offseason. I'm going to read into, if they draft Kyle Filipowski, I assume they're trading Jared Allen. They draft Bub Carrington, I assume Darius Garland's gone. these swing wing guys, you need that no matter what. So that's not going to give me a tell on something. But what they do tonight and who they end up taking, I think is just going to give me a little push on what direction they're going to make a trade. Assuming they're going to make a trade.
Give me a percentage, Matt. What are the odds? You know what I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
If they draft Bronny.
They're not doing it.
But
Zero.
Give me an odds.
Zero.
If he does it, if they...
All right, I'll put it this way. The odds they don't draft him are minus 10,000.
If they draft Bronny James at 20, will you shave your head?
No, I'm not doing that.
Well, come on.
I hate doing that kind of crap.
You just said it was minus 10,000.
I have to go get a haircut. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow anyway, by the way.
Shave your head.
No, I'm not doing that.
Shave your head.
I'm not doing that.
Get a tattoo finally.
I've discussed that. I'll do that. That's fine. Sure.
All right.
Sure. We'll line that up. They're not taking Bronny. There is no. Just no. You can't play that game. You can't play the hope LeBron comes back. I've got real needs and real issues on this team that I need to address. I can't live in fantasy land anymore. That's done. It's over. It's not happening. He's going to get drafted by the Lakers. The Lakers are going to take him tomorrow night. I'll put good money on that. Or he doesn't get drafted at all. That actually, you want to know what? I would probably put better money that he doesn't get drafted.
Wow.
And he becomes an undrafted free agent, which is fine. And then he could just sign with the Lakers on a, because if the Lakers don't feel like anybody else is going to take him, the other thing is, would another team really want to screw this up? You mean everybody out there knows what LeBron wants to do, right? Why do you want to screw that up? Seriously. What do you get out of it? The Portland Trail Blazers.
What if they really like
the
him as a
Detroit
prospect?
Pistons. What do you... He's not going to be like... I don't know if he's going to be that good. One thing on Garland coming out this morning, according to Zach Lowe of ESPN, I just don't see Darius Garland being traded to the Lakers or the Spurs unless somebody really blows them away with an offer, which I've been told it's not anticipated that's going to happen. Via Legion Hoops and Zach Lowe, Darius Garland is cool with the current situation and all of that. Is that Clutch and Garland backing up this trade us if Mitchell stays?
Sounds like it.
They cannot run this back. Here's everything at play. Mitchell wants Allen here. Garland now says, I'll stay. Extension for Mitchell, extension for Mobley, and a draft pick. Something's going to happen. Can you really put that toothpaste back in the tube after you come out and you say, nope, if Mitchell stays, I'm out of here. I'm gone. Wait. Maybe not. You know the first person I'm asking about that, though? Donovan Mitchell. What do you think about all this? Ask Kenny Atkinson. Do you think you can win with all these guys? Answer those questions. We'll tell. Tonight's going to be an exciting night. I can't wait to see who the Cavs pick. I think it will impact what they do the rest of the offseason, so we'll watch that. Tonight, Bruce Drennan, bonus time. I'm going to stick around. I'm going to join Bruce for a segment tonight, so catch that on Twitter. Is that Bruce Drennan Show?
It's just Bruce Drennan.
Bruce Drennan. He's got
Bruce
his own.
_Drennan.
There you go. Check it out. Big Play as well for all of our shows, all the tweets, everything that we need. It's all right there with us at Big Play. Great stuff today. We appreciate everybody joining us. Drop that subscribe on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter, X at Matt Fontana Show, and as well as at Twitch. There we go. For Ryan Tyler, I am Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.